The San Diego Padres have been surging up the standings since the All-Star break, and they have re-entered themselves into World Series contention, while most other NL contenders are free falling.
We talk about winning the World Series, and clearly that's the North Star.
How's it going today? My name is Jesse McNamer, and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback and look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got here. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, can the Padres finally reach their potential after years of falling short? They did reach the NLCS in 2022, but with the money they've spent, more is expected of one of the best rosters in the league on paper. And their front office clearly agreed as they let former manager Bob Melvin leave for the San Francisco Giants and replaced him with Mike Shildt over the offseason. And even though the change wasn't forced on Melvin, it was a welcome one as Melvin was full of excuses as to why they didn't make the playoffs in 2023. But the change didn't immediately turn the tides, and the Padres had hung around a 500 record for most of the season. They were 50-49 as they entered the All-Star break on July 14th, and their playoff odds stood at 44.5%, while their title odds were just 1.1%. And I realized they were dealing with injuries to guys like Xander Bogaerts and Yu Darvish, but a lot of teams have dealt with injuries and overcome them, so faith in the team making a comeback wasn't very high. But Shildt is in the locker room every day and can feel the pulse of the team. He didn't waver in his confidence entering the All-Star break. Here's what he had to say about the position they were in as they entered the final 2.5 months of the season.
You know, overall this team's in a good spot, and it's only going in a good direction, and we're going to get healthier in the second half. We're poised to make a nice run to get where we want to go and expect to go, and that's the playoffs.
Playoffs are the expectation for Shildt despite the injuries, and that mindset has proven to be beneficial. Even though the Padres are still dealing with injuries to Fernando Tatis Jr., Joe Musgrove, and other important pieces, they've turned into one of the teams that have overcome adversity and have surged back into wildcard positioning with a chance to catch the division-leading Dodgers. And the resurgence has come from a bunch of different individual performances, adding up to a great team result. Yuki Matsui has been nearly unhittable since the first week of June. 36-year-old Donovan Solano completed a 5-0 comeback on the Dodgers with a walk-off hit, and Dylan Cease threw a freaking no-hitter. That's just 3 quick examples of the many reasons the Padres have re-entered the World Series conversation. The stars you do expect to step up have done just that, while the unsung heroes have had their moments of contribution. And general manager AJ Preller has been on the same page as Shildt the entire time. That was clear by the moves they made at the trade deadline. They added 4 big league arms to the rotation and bullpen, proving they still have championship or bust expectations for this season. Preller spoke to the media following the deadline to explain his philosophy on the pitchers they added.
More guys that can go out, go get elite hitters in the postseason. The more options, Mike and Ruben and the group have, we felt good about it. And again, I think there's a lot of different ways to build the staff, but just having a group that hopefully shortens the game. We looked at it and we've seen some teams win championships that way. Hopefully that's a real strength for us in the next couple of months.
Those additions definitely help towards the team's goals, but their biggest additions have yet to come. Joe Musgrove and Fernando Tatis Jr. are both expected to be healthy for the postseason, and those two can bolster the rotation and the lineup to levels we just haven't seen them reach yet. And even without them, the Padres have raised their postseason chances to about 80% and their chances at a World Series to about 5%, which are the 4th best odds in the National League. Their offense remains among the top teams in batting average, while their pitching staff is top 3 in strikeouts, and reinforcements are coming. And even if they don't catch the Dodgers in the standings, we know how dangerous wildcard teams can be, as evidenced by last year's Diamondbacks and the 2022 Phillies. The Padres, to me, are the scariest team in the league right now, and I fully expect them to at least return to the NLCS as long as they can avoid any more catastrophic injuries. And with the MLB playoffs approaching, that also means football season is here, and the LA Chargers are hoping that Quentin Johnson can bounce back after a rough rookie campaign. For more on why I think he will, check out this past episode of Point of View. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning in this episode of Point of View, and we will see you in the next one.